Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
And the whole dream team is here. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Bobby working... Well, she does a couple things. She's multitasked. She's doing the news. She's the social networking butterfly. If you Twitter here, she's the one that's going to Twitter back at you, if there is such a Twitter back type of thing.
There is.
There?
Yeah. That would be a Twitter back. Sure.
I like how you just agree with me.
Reply. Well, Hal, sometimes it's just easier to avoid such a long conversation.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of explanations.
I hear that a lot.
There you go.
So, what a mess there in the Gulf of Mexico. Do they have a name for it? Because I know the one in Anchorage was the Exxon Valdez disaster. Do they have a name for the Gulf of Mexico?
Because that was the name of the ship that the pilot ran aground and dumped, 15 million barrels? Or did they get up to the billions?
I know this is going to be worse than that.
I may have to recheck that one.
This is going to be worse.
It is, because they've already got over 1 million gallons when it started. So it's, the marshes are endangered. There's such a fragile ecosystem all along the Gulf of Mexico. And it astounds me that this type of disaster hasn't happened before now.
And that could happen right off the coast of California here, too. You know that.
Yeah, We've got Santa Barbara. We've got the oil derricks out. Derricks, see how old school I am. The oil rigs, the offshore platforms are out there. Wish I had an oil derrick in my yard.
I bet you do.
Think of it.
Yeah.
But that's the capitalist in me.
Yeah.
So speaking of paying for the cleanup,
yes.
BP really needs to step it up.
Oh,
that's British Petroleum.
They're not stepping up to it yet?
Well, there's already, come on, lawsuits galore.
Yeah.
The key, and this is what the environmentalists and the government and everybody else learned from the Exxon Valdez disaster, is you cannot wait to deploy any and all types of cleanup measure. Don't sit there and go, we'll wait till it gets to the coast. Get out there now. You could see the Gulf oil spill. Did you see the satellite pictures of it?
It's unbelievable. And it's going to affect so many people. Like the fishermen, I hear the oyster fishermen are going out there. This may be the end of their careers.
Yes.
The economy really gets affected. So it's not only just the marine life and the ecosystem.
And it's long term.
Yeah.
You go up to the Prince William Sound, those people have still not recovered. That ecosystem has still not recovered. And this is a very different type. Exxon Valdez was a heavy crude oil. This is what's known as a lighter crude. Doesn't matter. It's still oil. Even if it's a light oil, it's still going to affect the wildlife, the land, everything, the people. And what a great time for it to happen in this economy.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what we need.
All the details coming up in just a few minutes. If you want to check in with any one of us here, you can do so at 1-866-405-8405. Animal communicator Joy Turner. The phones are lit up for her. Every weekend, it's amazing. You mention your names, they ring off the hook. She has the ability to communicate with your animals whether they're alive or not. Now, I know with Boog, the studio cat, most of my animals, I can just look at them. We have a communication. But when you can bridge the gap between your childhood animal and talk to them, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, that's recently passed away.
How are you telling me that your dog...
I miss my childhood animal. Yes, my cats do talk to me. Don't your cats talk to you, Bobby?
Sure, Hal. We have conversations all the time.
It's
Judy,
not
get the net.
like that. It's not like that.
Get that white jacket I bought. Ties in the back. We're going to need it.
I thought I was supposed to be the skeptic here, and now you're the skeptic.
What's the difference between being a skeptic and hearing little voices in your head, Hal?
Yeah, coming up on the show today, we have, what do we have? Oh, we're going to be giving away those
stuff. Great stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Doggy speakers. Believe it or not, there's a lady who's built, created, designed speakers for animals. These are loudspeakers like you would have for your stereo system, but the frequencies have been adjusted for your animal. We'll get all the details. I don't know how they do it. That's why we have to get her on to ask. Joey Villani walking into the studio right now. He'll be answering your grooming questions, and he'll have his grooming tip. All brought to you by Blue Buffalo, makers of healthy and holistic natural food for dogs and cats. You love them like family, so feed them like family with Blue.
Hey, this is Brian DeTillo. I play Lucas Roberts on Days of Our Lives, and you're listening to Animal Radio. And please don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered. That's my favorite saying from Bob Barker, by the way.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
Of course we're listening to you. 1-866-405-8405. Dr. Debbie answering all your vet medical questions. Dog Father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner. Also got Vlade working his way into the studio. Help you with your most vexing dog behavior issues. And I believe he's a little ticked off because, Bobby, you mentioned that it stinks when we're in here in the studio.
I didn't use the word stink. I said it smelled funky.
Funky.
Like a locker room.
It does smell like a
Right.
locker room. I know Judy had mentioned, why can't I go out and go hang out with Bobby in her newsroom?
Yeah.
Where it smells nice and clean and fresh.
Like the ladies' room over there.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Okay, big show today. We have, we're going to give away one of these doggy speakers in just a few minutes. These are, is it pet speakers? I don't know why it says doggy speakers up there, Judy. Can you change that? It's a pet speaker. These are for your pets. Okay. Audio speakers that play their frequencies. It's supposed to help them relax. And we'll get all the details from Janet Marlow in just a few minutes. These speakers, I'm going to say a little bit pricey, about $250 for the speaker. And we're going to give one
Come on,
away
good speakers
today.
are pricey.
They are.
But they're very nice. It's something you want to have sitting out in your office, in your home. It's beautiful.
So if you want to pick up
remembers the olden days.
I do.
When speakers were huge.
They were.
Literally.
It's amazing. This has pretty good sound quality. I, as a human, like the sound quality. And as I said, we're going to give one away today, a special gift from Janet Marlow and Animal Radio for you. What are you working on there in the news, young lady? That's
something that will cause all kinds of fights. It's one of my favorite little stories. It's about who's the better listener, the husband or the wife, and it's according to the pets. No, I mean, it's according to the people, but, you know, there may be some arguments after this one. I will just say I got it from the Associated Press, so it must be true.
It really must be.
Who's a better listener coming up?
From there is true. I know that my pets listen to me. Whenever I have a problem, they'll listen to me. I could go to Judy. She'll like turn me off. She'll say,
"Did you say something?"
Yeah,
Hal?
that's exactly what she says right there. But my pets listen.
Were you talking just then, Hal? I wasn't listening.
1-866.
All I heard was banana, banana, banana.
405-8405. Well, hi Quincy. How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from today?
Los Angeles, California.
Wonderful. Are you listening on XM or Coast?
I was actually listening on XM.
Hi, Quincy.
Hey, Dr. Debbie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great today. It's a little rowdy here in the studio, so we'll try to tame it down here. What's going on with your pets?
Well, I have a 2-year-old, mostly Beagle, and we think German Shepherd, kind of an odd mix. She's very sweet. She, we think, has a problem with allergies, and I can kind of describe to you what we've done in the past, or how
okay.
Well, there's a couple things we've tried. We've tried steroids.
Well, first tell me, what is she doing that's the problem? Can you describe physically?
Yeah, perpetually every morning she has a stuffy nose, and there might be some little green junk or something in there. And but occasionally, maybe once a month, she has a pretty severe night where she's just kind of really, really unhappy and kind of just keeping her head elevated and she's just kind of scary actually. But and the next morning she seems fine. And we thought initially that it was an infection in her nose, and we had full x-rays, and they said that she's excellent. There's no problems with past trauma. They tried her on antibiotics, and that didn't seem to help at all. And then the latest thing is that we tried hydroxyzine, I guess.
Okay, yeah, hydroxyzine.
Yeah, and we can't quite tell if that's doing anything, but maybe it is. And we're just kind of, a little bit concerned. We just don't want her to have to be stuffed up all the time and have those kind of, nights where she's not so happy.
Yeah, now, when you said she keeps her head up, is she making sounds or having trouble breathing? What is she doing at that time?
Both. She's definitely having trouble breathing. She's breathing through her mouth. And you might hear a little bit of noise coming from her nose. And she's kind of groaning a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know what a reverse sneeze sounds like? Is it that kind of sound?
Yeah, like kind of like inhaling and, like there may be stuff in there.
Yeah, you know what that sound is. Is that what she's doing, or is it a different sound?
She's doing, like something like that, and then in the mornings she'll sneeze a lot. Yeah, and the other thing too is that we live downtown, so there's a lot of buses and things, but she's lived up in the country for about 2 months and had the same problems.
Okay, well, good to know that, because that's actually a very common thing when we start talking about the nose and allergies. Is it allergies? Is it infection? Is it a rhinitis type problem going on up there? And if there are irritants we can avoid for whatever the condition, we would look to doing that. Smoking in the home, heavy perfumes, things like that. So that's very good that if you're kind of out of the city environment and you're still seeing it, it tells us a lot there. Yeah. So I think you have kind of a decision here. Hydroxyzine is an antihistamine, and if it does seem to help her and makes her comfortable, that's a pretty simple, low side effect medication that we can use for pets that have allergies or just kind of maybe undiagnosed rhinitis type problems. And rhinitis just basically means in the nasal passages. So that certainly is fine. Now if we're not satisfied that that's doing enough, x-rays are certainly useful, but in a lot of cases we actually have to look up the nose with a form of endoscopy where you go up with a little camera. And that has a lot of uses because that can tell us, we can take samples, we can culture. There's actually dogs that we've found that have had chronic nasal discharge that actually have a piece of a plant up in their nostrils, up in their nasal passages. So things like that, which are a little bit more unusual, we might not have any clear evidence from the outside of the pet. So rhinoscopy, looking up the nose, has its place if the signs warrant it. And that can tell us a lot if we're, fungal infections, bacterial infections. Now, there is another thing that, you can talk to your veterinarian about maybe looking into treating for, and that is something of nasal mites. It's kind of an interesting little situation where there's these little microscopic critters that can live in the nose, and there's an effective treatment for that. But I have had some pets that have responded that have been chronic reverse sneezers, and they have these signs. And if we treat for the mites, it's the easiest way to tell if you see improvement or not. There's not really a simple way to necessarily diagnose them. Right. So that would be one thought you can look into as well. But I think a lot would be how comfortable she is on a regular basis, how aggressive you need to get. And, I guess the other weird thing I'd throw out there is I've had a beagle before, and there's a condition called lymphocytic plasmacytic rhinitis, and it is actually reported a bit more commonly in beagles. And it is a chronic inflammation type problem in the sinus passages. You got to detect it by biopsy. So that's where rhinoscopy could become useful in kind of finding those weird situations such as that. But otherwise, if the hydroxyzine is doing you good and doing her good, then I'm not opposed to that.
That's the thing is we're not really seeing that much of a change. We can't tell if it's like just wishful thinking, So we can't. So I think maybe going in with the camera could be really good. There's at least 2 possible things that they could look for. So maybe we'll try that.
Yeah, definitely. And, you can find a lot of information. You can rule a lot of other things out. So I think that would be a very sound way to kind of get to the bottom of it, if you will. So best of luck with that, Quincy. I hope everything turns out okay, and thank you for calling. This is Dr. Debbie with Animal Radio, 1-866-405-8405.
This is Animal Radio.
When it comes to controlling cat box odor, there's no such thing as good enough. Buy the best or smell the rest. In other words, get World's Best Cat Litter with patented formulas made from whole kernel corn. World's Best Cat Litter is 100% natural and scientifically proven to deliver unsurpassed odor control, compact clumping, and longer-lasting use. See what a difference just one bag makes. And for a limited time, save big when you buy. To download a coupon, go to worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about Canine Caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and, most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine Caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for Canine Caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest by providing the latest news, information, and products for health, wellness, comfort, and mobility. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need, from vitamins and supplements to diapers, boots, and accessories that'll make their senior years more comfortable, all at the lowest prices available. Thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Fido-Friendly is the travel and lifestyle magazine for you and your dog. Each bi-monthly issue includes hotel and destination reviews, health and wellness topics, dog training advice, and the latest fashion trends. You can find Fido-Friendly magazine at Borders, Barnes & Noble, PetSmart, and Petco, or simply go online to FidoFriendly.com and subscribe today. Fido-Friendly is the only magazine dedicated to the travel and lifestyle of man's best friend, and the only magazine your dog will thank you for.
Where dogs rule, cats are king. The status symbol of your choice. It's that squeaky toy. You're doing that on purpose, huh? Okay, we're not supposed to play this anymore? A listener just called in a few minutes ago and said every time he hears this bumper music, he thinks it's Dave Ramsey, the Dave Ramsey Show.
Oh.
So use the same...
Yeah, I like this music. I like this song.
Why do you think we use it?
Yeah. I think Dave Ramsey should change. He should call Dave Ramsey and have him change it.
Yeah, he was listening to Dave Ramsey longer, I think. Yeah?
Okay, well, did Dave call and say we shouldn't use the same bumper music, or is Dave cool with it?
You know what?
Let's use some Bowie.
So making our decisions, our off-the-air decisions, on the air, so that everybody can hear that we're just like you.
We can take listener requests.
Yeah, I like that.
Then we'll wind.
Request for bumper music.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you want
Put in your bumper music request.
1-866-405-8405. I see this month the American College of Veterinary Ophthalmologists is offering free eye exams. Is that true, young lady?
For service dogs. How cool is that? All across the country and in Canada.
Oh.
So if you have a working service dog, we're going to have a link off our website, I'm guessing. I usually guess correctly, right, Hal?
Of course you do. You'll put it there
Thank
yourself,
you. So,
right?
Yeah, well. So for the whole month of May, if you are an owner of a service dog, there is a list of ophthalmologists in your area that have volunteered there. It's a big word. Eye docs for your dog. They'll take a look. They'll get you set up. It's free.
All the details at the website. Now, Judy, I always see you on the floor, bent over with a...
okay, that just doesn't sound good, Hal.
I know. Please elaborate
Try again.
on that.
With a can of something to clean up the carpet, because the cats vomit around here. There's a few sick cats here, and your life you spend cleaning up your house.
Yeah, in fact, I don't get to clean my house because I'm just too busy cleaning up my house.
Yeah.
With all these animals and husband, and I just can't get ahead.
So you brought in this book, and you've been taking tips from it. Debbie, is it Wiener?
Debbie Wiener.
Is it Wiener? Hi, Debbie. How are you doing?
Good.
Sorry, we've already screwed up your name. You're on a real classy show.
You're
you can
not
tell
the first.
Hey. Listen, did you invent some kind of upholstery or fabric that repels stains? I heard somewhere.
I actually did. It doesn't repel them.
What does it do?
Actually prevents them.
Ooh.
There's no stain that can't come out of my upholstery line. There's no moisture that can go through. And I really developed it from my husband because he's just that much of a slob and really made my life miserable.
Just sad.
But my dog Daisy loves it too.
So I can get rid of my cement furniture and get real furniture?
Now, is this furniture upholstery? Is it something that's sprayed on the upholstery? That's not why we're calling you today. We're calling you about Slob-proof, but I want to know more about this.
Well, I want to tell you about it because we just introduced it last month in New York City. It had a fabulous response. We had a lot of dogs test it out. They all barked their approval, and then their owners went ahead and purchased it. So I feel pretty confident that pet lovers everywhere will love it. It's called Slob-proof, and our website is Slob-proof.com. And what it is a line of furniture. Chairs, sofas, sectionals, sleepers, recliners, chaise lounges, all made with this fabulous fabric that I use called Krypton, Krypton.
Is that what, like, Superman used, or was that was
kryptonite, I believe.
Well,
that was
Krypton that
spelled with a
Superman
K.
came from was spelled with a K.
Oh, okay.
But like Superman, the stuff is virtually indestructible and really good looking. And this fabric had been used a lot in commercial use, hospitals, apartment buildings, any place where you might have seating that is going to really get beaten up. I met with the owner. We talked about putting together something a little softer and more stylish for residential use, and lo and behold, we've got this furniture line. It's all made in the USA. It's all incredibly affordable. It's unbelievably comfortable, and the best part, neither pee nor poop can hurt my furniture.
Okay, well, I can't afford any furniture right now, but I can afford your book, and that's why I wanted to get you on the phone. It's Slob-proof is the book, Real-Life Design Solutions, and you talk about pet-friendly decorating. I'm wondering, what kind of tips are we going to find in there? Can you give us a taste, a tease of something that will help us with our pets and the whole slobby thing?
Yes, absolutely. Take the typical wall-to-wall carpeted bedroom where perhaps your dog likes to use it like an outhouse. I know that my dog occasionally can't make it through the night without peeing on the floor. So when you go to choose your wall-to-wall carpet, think about synthetics. Anything that will repel odor and clean up easily. And more importantly, think about your padding. You want an antimicrobial, waterproof padding put underneath so that whatever, you want to make sure that if your dog during the day is prone to accidents, sometimes in the same room over and over again, the smell doesn't linger. You can always clean up your synthetic carpet, but what do you do when the liquid has gone through the carpet, through the padding, and onto the floor beneath? Exactly. I always say, if Twinkle still tinkles in the house,
I love the way Debbie puts things.
You need to put in waterproof antimicrobial padding, and you got to ask your carpet guy to provide it for you.
Wow. Now, what about window coverings? I have some draperies that go to the floor. My cat can reach the bottom of them, and I have a hard time keeping him away.
Oh, what, is he over there?
He'll spray and he'll scratch at them. So, yeah, they don't look very good.
That is a big problem. In fact, it's not only a problem for pets, it was a problem for my husband, who used them as napkins.
Did he pee on the curtains, too?
No, as napkins?
Oh, okay, napkins?
My husband was using the draperies as napkins. If he was, sitting on the edge of the sofa and the drapery was hanging right next to it, why get up?
No!
Why get up? Yeah, he was really bad.
Okay, well,
so what do you do? How do you fix
that? What do
I
do? In the book, I give lots of examples of how you can take your favorite fabric, your favorite trimmings, and put it into shades and blinds that go up and down, not side to side along the window. Because ideally, we don't want to give up the things we love. We just want to keep them out of the reach of danger, be it from your pet, your kids, or your spouse.
That's clever. I like that idea.
Spray zone.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give out the book Slob-proof. I have 5 copies. Head on over to your bookstore and ask them for it. It's on the Penguin Alpha label, and it has not only the pet-friendly decorating, but talks about fabrics and area rugs, and really, it's beyond just pets. It's the whole family. Because let's face it, the kids are a mess too. It's not just the husband. It's not just the animals. The kids make a mess around there too. Slob-proof. Debbie, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
1-866-405-8405. Now, while Bobby has that whole Twitter and YouTube thing all figured out, I got the email thing down pretty pat, and you can email us.
We're real proud of you, Hal.
Well, you told me that. You embraced it. You sat with me as I made many mistakes over and over, and it really took me
it's so sad.
about 6 months to really send my first successful email. But I'm really pretty proficient at it right now, and we got one this morning from Kat Richmond, and I can read. Don't look at me like that. I can read this. Dream Team, my husband and I have been in trucking for 14 years when we started out, and finding a company that would take our dog was prime on our list. We haven't been without our kids since. We became owners, operators, and after the first year, the dogs are seasoned veterans of the road. They now are owner-operators, and they say they're now in the position to add drivers to their small but growing fleet. I know this is perhaps out of the norm for you, but we're offering an opportunity to drivers that's getting harder to come by. If you have know any drivers that are looking for a gig, they want to take their animal, we'd be interested in learning about them.
Wow.
So we decided we'd get them on the phone there. Do we have Kat? Is it Kat? Oh, we have Brian. Hey, Brian, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Very good. Are you on the road today?
Yes, sir.
Where are you? Oh, please don't call me sir. You just call me Hal. Where are you? Are you on the road? What state?
We're in Illinois right now.
Okay. So you have your own. You're an owner-operator now of your trucking company. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're looking for drivers?
Yes, we are.
How long have you been traveling with your animals? Why is it so important that you bring your animals with you?
Well, our animals are our kids. And, we don't like the idea of leaving any of our family at home. So we had to make sure that we found a place. And when we started driving ourselves, that we were able to bring the kids with us.
We get 3 or 4 calls every weekend. Somebody says they can't bring their pets on the road with them. Their company doesn't allow it.
Oh, yeah. We run across that a lot of times. And so we want to give the opportunity to others because we know how it is, not being without your pet. I mean, it's kind of like driving without an arm sometimes.
Okay, well, here it is. I'm giving you all the airwaves, all the truck drivers that are listening right now. Go ahead, give them your offer right now.
Well, right now, we have trucks that we're leasing on Ford Air doing expedited, and we're looking for husband and wife teams. We offer a great benefits well, I shouldn't say benefits. We're working on building a good benefits package. We offer great pay. And if anybody is out there that's interested in doing some expedited air freight and wants to run with their pets, give us a call at our toll-free number, which is 888-399-9597.
Okay, we'll put that up at the website, too. That's good. I like that. I think more companies should allow you to bring your pet out. The road's a lonely place. It really is. And when you have your pet with you, now you're looking for husband-wife teams, is that correct?
Yes, sir. We prefer husband and wife teams. We find they do better, and you don't want to leave your pet at home. You don't want to leave your wife at home either.
It all makes sense.
Some guys might argue that point, Brian, but we won't get into that.
Okay. Most people do.
Okay, well, we'll put the information up there at the website, and let us know if you find some good drivers.
I'll do it.
Thanks for listening to Animal Radio.
All right, thank you, sir.
Bye-bye now. There he goes, calling me sir again.
It's better than butthead.
His letter ends. Keep up the good work. The information, the stories are wonderful. I found you several months ago on XM and return every Saturday for my pet fix. So good. Nice to hear from you. Okay.
Hey.
How's that blue going with the cats over there, Bobby? Didn't you say you...
I have to give you a warning.
Uh-huh.
If you put your cats on Blue Buffalo, like I have done.
Yes.
The Blue Buffalo is the spa for little felines, and they love it.
Uh-huh.
When you run out and you try and just give them the old crap food before you can get to the store to get the good blue food, they don't like that.
Doesn't work.
And they throw it. I woke up this morning to the biggest mess in my kitchen. It looks like the cats had a frat party. And they took all the old dry food, which admittedly was the crap food,
yes,
and basically strewn it around the kitchen while they were trying to find their Blue Buffalo. So, warning, once you put them on Blue Buffalo, you cannot put them on something cheap.
Uh-oh.
Blue Buffalo.
This is an Animal Radio news update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Bobby Hill for Animal Radio. The Exxon Valdez disaster 21 years ago in Alaska taught wildlife experts a lot about cleaning animals after an oil spill. Before the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico even made landfall in Louisiana, volunteers were organizing efforts to rescue affected wildlife while risking health problems themselves due to contact with the oil. First step, collect and examine the animals. Then they are warmed up, hydrated, fed, held for about 48 hours before being washed. That process involves a series of tubs filled with cleaning agents and hot, softened water. The animals get re-examined, banded, and tagged. They're held for a little while longer until everything is deemed safe. Then they are released. And just how safe are exotic pets for your family? Petco's Director of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Tom Edling, says most exotic pets have different temperaments than traditional pets, and he cautions that iguanas, for example, grow to an unmanageable 6 feet and require a huge indoor cage. As far as snakes and frogs, Edling advises wearing latex gloves when handling them and pointed out snakes are dangerous if not fed properly. And if you are a chinchilla lover, get ready for a long commitment since these rodents can live at least 15 years.
Wow.
Edling added, quote, make sure your kids understand they can mishandle and hurt their pets, end quote. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona has partnered with the USPS, that's the United States Postal Service, on Stamps to the Rescue campaign. A series of stamps called Animal Rescue Adopt a Shelter Pet were recently revealed by the USPS in hopes of raising awareness of shelter pets. Each 44-cent stamp features the photo of an adopted pet from an animal shelter. You can find out about it more at your local USPS location. I'm Bobby Hill for Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Be sure of which common household plants are poisonous to pets, like lilies, tulip bulbs, and chrysanthemum, and keep them out of reach of all animals. Some foods that are toxic include chocolate, grapes, onions, and macadamia nuts. Get more tips from Dr. McPete at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
Okay, we gotta be very, very quiet because the dog is asleep. It's hot in the studios, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Shh. It's hot in the studios. You're sweating, Judy.
Well, open a window. Plus, it's like
Look
Bobby
at me.
mentioned.
You think she's sweating?
Yeah, you're sweating too.
Like Bobby mentioned, it's kind of funky in here too. Open the window.
Bobby did say it smells in here, and we did say that it's me and Dogfather and Vlade. We all have kind of a peculiar scent to us, don't we, Joey?
Listen, I smell good here. I'm all nice and clean, powdered up, everything. I'm ready to go.
Joy, you're so lucky that you're on the phone.
You know, I'm not even going to that comment about those things.
People call us all the time. They talk about your skills. And, you know, what's fun about Animal Radio is we have a doctor who answers your vet medical questions.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dogfather Joey Villani with your grooming questions. We have Vlade with your dog behavior questions. And we have an animal communicator, the best that I know, Joy Turner. It's a complete circle.
It is.
If you could see this, if this was TV, you'd see that Judy just made a complete circle with her arms and everything to show.
We're complete.
We're complete. We're like a big family.
But we need to get this. We need to get this on tape. We got to get the cameras in here. You know, like some of those other radio shows did, where they just put it on tape because this is too good.
The real view is Bobby in her news booth because she has the blue lights and the what are those things hanging from her clothes?
Tassels?
Bedazzled things.
Oh, bedazzled.
She's
bedazzler.
She's a better looker than any of us here. And like I said, Joy, you're lucky you're not here.
Well,
but the question is, can everyone talk to their animals? Do we need to talk to you to talk to our animals, or can we do it on our own?
well, the answer is actually yes to both questions. Some people want me, but do they have to have me? Everybody is born with the ability to understand this type of language that I speak with animals. It's just we get taught out of it.
We don't know how, we haven't honed our skills.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, and some people are going to be better than others, but nonetheless, everybody, and even during my classes, I'll ask people things like, have you ever just been totally in the middle of doing something else, completely engrossed, and all of a sudden went, I forgot to leave my puppy out, or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's them communicating to you and you getting it, just not realizing that it's coming from them. It's like, oh, gee, I just had this thought, but it actually came from them.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is this something that you can teach me or teach anybody?
Well, how? I don't know about you, but I can teach anybody else.
Yeah. I'm a slow learn.
Yeah.
Sure, Hal, I can teach you too.
Okay. If you want to talk to Joy Turner right now and talk to your pets via Joy Turner, give us a call at 1-866-405-8405. I'm looking at the words on the Godfather song, and really, they truly are pretty amazing words. You never thought the words of the Godfather song would be so romantic. And
Am I right?
Now, these were your vows, or this was your song that you played in your wedding?
No, this was the song. This is the song my wife and I danced to. First dance.
Speak softly, love, so no one hears us but the sky. The vows of love we make will live until we die. My life is yours, and all because you came into my world with love, so softly love.
Whoa.
The words to the Godfather
Never would have
theme.
expected that.
Do we have that, Guido, the Godfather theme? And this was, of course, the theme that you played at your wedding. Yes.
You didn't think I was a romantic kind of guy, did you?
I always knew you were.
I'm surprised, yeah.
What do you mean?
Nah, don't be surprised.
Okay.
You can see his passion in his tattoos. Is that a new tattoo, by the way?
No.
Are you adding to that? It just
20.
Yes.
My newest one is about 20 years old.
I know, Joey. We need to get together and get tattoos. We get some new tattoos.
I'm ready. You know what?
too.
I got the itch, so I'm ready to go.
Me too.
Big afternoon for the Animal Radio talent is going out after the show and getting tattoos.
It's been about 10 years since my last one.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to get Hal's face tattooed on my back.
Oh, there you go. My face, huh?
Your face, right around my back.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
So I'm a little uncomfortable with that, Joey.
Sure,
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I told you I'm a romantic kind of guy, didn't I?
On the bottom of your foot. That might be a more appropriate place for this. Let's hit the phones. 1-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Maureen Hyman. I'm a vet here in Bakersfield.
Maureen, you're a vet in Bakersfield. Lovely Bakersfield.
Oh, yeah.
How can we help you? What's up? Did we say something wrong? Are you calling?
No, not this time. No, I was just curious if Joey could help me figure out how to appropriately hand strip my Airedale.
Hand strip? What does hand strip mean?
Hand stripping is a method that's used by mainly terriers, but a lot of breeds. And what it does, it brings the texture of the coat in harder. So, like if you have a wire-coated, let's just use wired-haired terrier because everyone knows that phrase and that type of dog. And you want them almost to feel like steel wool. Well, there's a process to this, and it's actually a very natural process. But let me ask you, how old is your Airedale?
I have a 2-year-old dog and a 7-year-old bitch. I've hand stripped them their whole life. I've never clipped them. I just don't know if I'm quite doing it correctly.
Well, the key is this: hand stripping is it's very close to tweezing, where you cannot break the coat. You have to pull it out, and you have to get it out at the root. And you have a tool, which is a stripping knife, which I'm sure that you have a stripping knife, correct?
Yeah, yes, I have a whole set, yes.
Okay, great, wonderful. And basically what you're going to do is, if you're righty, with your left hand, hold the skin tight in front of where you're stripping the coat. Now, basically, the motion is grab the hair between your pointer finger and your thumb and slide it over the coat. So it's almost going to be like a pinching motion where I'm grabbing coat and I'm going to pull straight back using my elbow, not twisting my wrist. When I twist my wrist, I will cut the coat. Now, what happens, for the people who don't know, when you cut coat that's not supposed to be cut, it grows back differently. It grows back softer. The natural process is what you're trying to create. So what you're trying to do is simulate how the dog would basically naturally shed out its coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a combination of top coat and undercoat, because any dog that requires stripping is a double-coated dog. They have a top coat and they have an undercoat. The top coat is what you're trying to bring in stronger. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to pull it out until it's nice and flat. Groomers, basically, when somebody goes to the groomer every 4 to 6 weeks, it's not the proper way to hand strip. Hand stripping should be done on a continuous basis, even as much as every day. And what you'll do is you'll pick at areas, because some areas will be ready to come out. Now, how do I know if it's ready to come out? It should come out smoothly. It shouldn't hurt the pet. If it hurts the pet, I know breeders sometimes like to pull it out, and I'm not that type of guy. I want it to be nice and easy for them. It should come out fairly easy, I'm going to say. Sometimes you got to give a little bit of a tug. And you're going to work sections. And once you know your dog's growth pattern, you're going to know when it's ready to come out and when it's not. And you'll work those areas. In the beginning, some people like to bald the area because that'll make the coat come in real strong. But then after that, you just maintenance it. And it's called rolling the coat. What I'll do is I'll brush the coat backwards with my hand or brush, and whatever sticks up, that's what I'm going to try to remove until it's nice and smooth and flat. And what happens is that wire coat will come in, and it should lie nice and flat. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. And do you have any good shampoo recommendations? Because I don't think BioGroom makes their harsh coat anymore.
You know what? I use a bunch of different types of shampoos. My personal favorite that I've used over the years is I'm a coat handler guy. I've always been. The reason why, there's no oils, lanolins, there's nothing in it that's going to soften a hard coat or make it more difficult to strip, because you don't want nothing basically softening it. You want to keep that nice texture so you could pull it out. But that's what I like. But I also do like BioGroom, I have to be honest with you.
But do they still make it? I haven't been able to find the harsh coat.
You know what? I have to be honest with you. I don't know if they still make it. I don't see why they would have stopped making it, because that was a pretty popular item, especially with the professionals.
I'll just have to keep searching for it then. Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor, for calling.
All right.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. Dog Father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner bridging that gap. And Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, with your dog behavior issues. Bobby working feverishly on news. And when you call right now, the first person you're going to hear is Judy Francis at 1-866-405-8405. I'm Hal Abrams, and to my left is Boone, the studio cat, and to my right, Ladybug, the studio stunt dog. We hope you have your animals around for this celebration.
Animal Radio is brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest with thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
As you all know, many meals. I would like to address two most common for the last few weeks, which I received. People asking me, Vladdy, what the heck dog training color you are always recommending? And my answer would be Hermspringer. It's a German. Hermspringer dog training colors. Very humane, very gentle, create a gentle grip through the neck, imitate the doggy mama bite, will not hurt, will not harm your pets. And this would be starting point of dealing with unruly pets. I highly suggest you get for your little terrorist
He does have a very bad attitude.
We can keep complaining or we can take the actions. This is the only color I solely approve. They're very humane.
What is the name of it?
Prong color with quick release by company Hermspringer.
And that's spelled HERMSPRENGER. And, of course, we have links at the Animal Radio website.
Got it.
Sometimes people are crazy. Dogs are okay. That's for sure.
Hello, this is Lauriston Crockett, creator and founder of The Gift for Life. The Gift for Life is the most powerful and effective anti-aging product for dogs in the world. This is a fast-acting product that is far beyond anything else you've ever seen. No more empty promises. I will give you a 100% money-back guarantee if The Gift for Life doesn't help, support, and rejuvenate your pet's health. Order today and change your pet's life tomorrow. www.thegiftforlife.com or call 877-373-6851.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about canine caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and, most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for canine caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
This is
Animal Radio, baby.
Ow. It's Larry Blackman of Cameo. He's a big cat lover, surprisingly.
Everybody is, right.
And, when he says ow there, he's actually getting kicked in the codpiece. He wears a codpiece. And that's little...
Yeah, you're just full of it, aren't you, Hal?
Yeah. Well, speaking of full of it, is it true? Thong Watch? What is this? You're on Thong Watch?
Yes.
Thong?
We are on Thong Watch here at my office. About a 5-month-old retriever mix. Ingested a couple things, including a pink thong.
Oh, a thong!
Oh, no.
Thong as in ladies' lingerie.
Oh, no. So you're just waiting for it to pass? Is that the normal procedure?
That's part of it. We're kind of hoping it will pass, but we're prepared for surgical attention if necessary because, there's only so much you can ask the old body to pass through at times.
When will you determine and how will you determine that you need to go in?
Yeah, how long does it normally take?
Well, normally after a dog eats something, it should pass out of their stomach within about 5 hours. Definitely by the next day. We're already past that point, and already my docs, we're kind of jumping at the bit. We feel we're getting ready to go in surgically because it's not moving through. But you know what?
Yes?
Are you seeing any physical signs that he's in distress?
Not actively, but there was some vomiting, some abdominal pain, not eating originally, and we're about 24 hours after that. So, some dogs can pass the craziest things, and then you just get unlucky on that one time. But my sister's dog used to eat, a Labrador, of course, used to eat her dirty underwear, not her clean ones.
Oh, no.
She'd eat the little crutch right out of them and sometimes pass them intact in her stool, which, of course, we would never tell people that's okay. But, in some cases, they do pass on their own. But, we're getting the old scalpel blade ready here. So.
Well, no, so how did they know it was the thong? Did she just say, my thong's missing?
Yeah, it was one of those oops, and now they're gone kind of things. So good reason to keep your bedroom and your clothes picked up, eh?
And remember, thongs really do kill, okay? I mean, even on the beach,
Yeah, there's certain people you probably would say that the thong is dangerous to see.
We're going to be giving away a pet speaker.
Ooh.
Just a few minutes. It's interesting. It's about a $250 speaker. High quality, high fidelity, nice wood.
It's nice looking.
It's really very nice speaker.
Yes.
And the purpose, well, it's designed for your pet's ears. They hear different frequencies, as you know. You've probably heard, and it's designed so they can hear those frequencies. And we're going to be talking to the person who created it just a few minutes right here on
So
Animal.
if I were to cue up some Led Zeppelin through that speaker, it would not sound the same as through my old school JBL monitors. Is that what you are saying?
Well, I'm saying that
Yes.
it might not sound the same, but the cats and the dogs in particular will react. They'll like it more.
The cats will rock out. Oh, okay.
They'll be rocking out.
All righty then.
Brand new survey that Bobby is working on in the newsroom there.
That will cause trouble and start argument.
1/3 of married women who own pets said that their pets are better listeners than their husbands.
Duh. Why do they need a survey for that?
Okay, I want to hear from you at 1-866-405-8405.
I'm guessing Judy was one of the respondents.
Let me know if you believe your pet's a better listener than your husband.
Do you know what we missed? And I'm very saddened that we missed this.
What?
There was, in fact, a Save the Frogs Day on April 30th that we forgot to mention.
I saw that. They wrote me.
But it was too late.
It was.
And unfortunately, we also missed that same day. It was National Hairball Awareness Day.
National Hairball Awareness Day? You mean I missed both? Oh, God.
You missed both those holidays.
If you don't give your cat a card for National Hairball Day,
you're just not a good
Were you
parent.
supposed to celebrate the hairballs or lack thereof? I was confused with that one.
Well, we don't have any lack of hairballs around here. So.
It really, you know what? I'm starting to notice the smell too right now.
This is
Animal Radio.
This is Glenn Close on Animal Radio, and remember how very, very important it is to spay or neuter your pet. No, that's terrible. Okay, start again. This is Glenn Close on Animal Radio, urging you to spay or neuter your pet.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
I guess I could say I'm truly surprised by how the phones are going today. It seems like on the sunnier days, the more beautiful days across the country, we get less phone calls. Everyone's out with their animals and such. But today, we get a lot of phone calls for both Dr. Debbie, dog father Joey Villani, and animal communicator Joy Turner. Bobby working on news about that survey. 1/3 of married women who own a pet said the pet was a better listener than their husband. 18% of married men responded that their pets were better listeners than their wives. We'd love to hear from you at 1-866-405-8405. Vlade, you're a married man, aren't you?
Yes, I do. But it's a different story, my relationship, because we came from different ethnic background. But, a lot of spouses acting like a Polish man all the time. Polish men always believe they know everything, so that's the problem.
See, the best bet is to listen.
Yes.
Or at least
listen,
like
people.
how pretend you're listening.
Look really engaged.
At least when I talk, humans and canine listen. That's for sure.
I do, for sure. Hey, if you want to hook up with the Russian dog wizard right now and ask him a question about your dog, give us a call. Dr. Debbie's here if you have a vet medical question. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Seems to be a lot of grooming questions on hold right now. Also, animal communicator Joy Turner. joining us in just a few minutes, and she will be able to bridge that gap between you and your pet, if you can't do it already. You're screening calls there?
I am.
You ready to go to one?
Let's do it.
This portion of Animal Radio brought to you by The Gift for Life. Our animals were showing signs they were slowing down with their age, but with The Gift for Life, they're acting young again. Order today and change your pet's life tomorrow at thegiftforlife.com. You can get that at Whole Foods or call 877-373-6851. Hi, Joy. How are you?
I'm marvelous, Hal. How about yourself?
Splendid. Ready to talk to some animals. We have Kathy on the phone. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Let's get to work.
Okay, well, I have a golden retriever who I rescued, and I have a lab mix who was my dog already that I got as a puppy, kind of as a rescue. And I'm just wondering, I do a lot with my golden retriever. He's become a therapy dog and an agility dog, an obedience dog. I'm just trying to make sure that they're both still happy as they're barking in the background.
That's okay. This is an animal show. So can you tell me their names, please?
Cody is the golden retriever, and Zoe is my lab mix.
Okay, and so Zoe wants to know if really what you're asking is she's not happy with the fact that Cody is doing so much.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay.
Is she missing out? Does she feel left out?
She said she guesses if you guys were doing something she really wanted to do, she would feel left out. She's not really wanting to do a lot of the stuff that he's doing. But she said, it would be okay if you spent more time with her. So
by herself?
She must be the kind of dog that likes to just hang out.
She is. She does like to hang out.
Yeah, if you could hang out with her, kind of specifically just her for even just a little bit of time, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something, that would be good for her.
Just by herself, kind of like alone time for Zoe?
Yeah.
She's barking at me. As
she says she doesn't really want to do anything but hanging out with you by herself.
Okay.
Her idea of pretty much the same thing that Cody does with you, doing all the activities that he does.
Okay, that sounds good. Can you also tell me, is Cody happy with me? I've had him for about 3 years. I got him through a rescue, a golden retriever rescue.
He thinks that's a very odd question and has no idea why you're asking that question.
So he must be very happy. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Now he's going to be thinking, though. He's going to be looking at you real closely now.
I'm wondering why he's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just making sure. He's a great dog. They both are fabulous dogs, and I love them very much. And I just always listen to you on Animal Radio, and I thought I would call and ask.
Well, thank you, Kathy. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys, too. You have a great show.
You, too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you have a great show, but I'm sure if you had a show, it would be a good show.
Anybody that watches me with my dogs would probably think we're a great show.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you very much.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now. I wish you could see Bobby Hill in the newsroom right now. She's always been kind of a geek, a news geek. She has the beeper and the Blackberries, and
she doesn't mind you calling that either.
No, she doesn't. She's proud of it. Yeah. She really is. And she's working on news right now about this spill in the Gulf of Mexico, which has just got worse.
Oh, horrible. It's horrendous.
It will take years to recover from something like this. And a lot of finger pointing, I'm sure, will go on. And lawsuits left and right. And people will ask whether or not BP acted soon enough. Of course, there's going to be a lot of wildlife, in Louisiana especially, where there's very delicate ecosystem. Marshland. Yeah. For years to come. And they smell it in Florida. That's going to affect fishing. It's going to affect all that industry there. It's going to affect tourism. So it's a really major, major spill. Bobby's working on the news story, and we'll have more details about what's going on. They're still working up there in Alaska on cleaning some of those animals up.
Well, it takes forever for the ecosystem to come back from something like that. You may not see the oil visibly, but takes a long time underneath the ocean to recover.
That was 21 years ago.
Wow.
And you know what? One of the main things that they use to get some of these oils out of the bird's feathers is Dawn dishwashing detergent.
Oh, because it breaks up the grease?
Good old Dawn.
Yes, and that's actually what we use when we have pets that come to our facility that get into oils or things like that, because that actually it's relatively safe, and it's good at degreasing. So yeah.
So Procter & Gamble, if you're listening, we'd love to have you as a sponsor on Animal Radio, because you're helping clean up these animals, and we appreciate that. Remember that. Keep some Dawn around. That cleans up everything. Okay. What? It's Boog, the studio cat?
What's the matter? Is Timmy in the well? He's just came in here just talking like crazy.
He wants it. He's like, it's time for you guys to go home.
Food. Give me something.
Always adopt, don't declaw.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
One 405-8405 to talk to any one of the Dream Team here at Animal Radio. Dr. Debbie with your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani, welcome to the Animal Radio Zoo Crew. Bobby Hill with news. Animal communicator Joy Turner, as well as Susan Sims. We're all here for you. 1-866-405-8405. Is that okay, Guido?
That was very good.
He's been saying that I haven't been saying the phone number.
When you do say it, you say it so fast.
I'm just used to it. I know on XM it actually is written out. It says it.
Reads on the dial.
Reads on the dial. But if you're listening on an AM/FM station, it probably doesn't read. So 1-866-405-8405. Joy Turner joining us. Hi, Joy. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Hal. How's your world going?
Very good. We get a lot of calls during the week. People want to talk to you at length. Half-an-hour sessions. They can schedule it. They can learn more at your website at joyturner.com. And, of course, everything you hear on today's show, we link to from animalradio.com. We have Dee on the phone. Hey, Dee.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Where are you?
I'm in Concord, California.
Oh, that's near San Francisco?
Yes.
Okay. Is it raining up there today?
No, it's just cloudy. We missed a storm. It all went down to L.A.
Which is probably good for you guys, huh?
Well, it just makes the weeds grow,
I noticed that. Well, you're on with Joy Turner. How can we help you?
Well, I was moving last weekend, and I found my dog's medicine, Angel's, and she's in a great deal of pain due to arthritis, and she couldn't walk anymore. And her last day, she's crying out in pain, and I had to make that difficult choice. And I know she's no longer suffering, but I still miss her, and I miss all my dogs. I know she's in the spiritual world, and I was wondering if there's any communication from her or any other of my little pups.
Okay, well, Angel came and sat with me almost as soon as you started talking.
Oh.
She wants you to know that just in case there's any little part of you that feels guilty, which she thinks there is, that you actually did do the right thing for her, because she really was having a very difficult time tolerating that body anymore.
Yes.
So she really wants you to understand how grateful she was that you did something that she knows was incredibly difficult for you, and yet you did it for her. So she's very, very grateful to you for that and wanted you to know. And she says you have apparently a whole crew of dogs on the other side.
I do. I think it's like 6. Look, 3 in the last couple of years.
She says that they're all there, and they're kind of drawing straws to see who's going to come back.
Yeah.
You know that souls do reincarnate, correct?
Correct. I know that they're the dog spirits. They come back around, and you get the same dog spirits over and over again.
Yes, that can happen. And so they're kind of drawing straws, and they want to know, and they know this, don't take this the wrong way, but they're saying if you had to choose one to come first, think about what your priority list would be, and if you already know, then you can tell them now, or else you can just wait and think of Angel or any of the other ones, actually. and say that you could come first and you could come second and you could come third. So they're kind of looking at you prioritizing your list of when you would like them to come back. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I think about them all, and it just really wouldn't matter which one came first because I love them all greatly.
They all understand that, and they're kind of at the same place. It's like, yeah, well, we all want to go. So they don't want to choose between themselves. They want you to choose. If you could at least think about that and see maybe over a period of time which one comes to mind the most often or first or something like that, because they're ready to start this whole coming back to you process.
That's wonderful.
You're without a dog at the moment?
Yes, I just relocated, so I was waiting. I have to make the backyard safe because there's a couple holes in the fence.
Okay. They'll be ready as soon as you can decide which one you want first.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call today, Dee. 1-866-405-8405 to talk to anyone of the Dream Team.
This is
Animal Radio. Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
I feel like he's going to blow his nose any second. 1-866-405-8405. Welcome, my friend. It's Animal Radio. We've got a whole Dream Team here if you're new to Animal Radio. And I hear this every week. Somebody comes and says, hey, I'm a brand new listener to Animal Radio.
I just
found you. And it's hard to believe after a decade, but we're always getting new listeners. We have Dr. Debbie to my right. She answers your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani from Animal Planet's Groomer Has It. And what's that other show he's on?
Dogs 101?
Dogs 101 on Animal Planet. You're doing another show on the the Women's Entertainment Channel. He's here to answer your grooming questions and has grooming tips. Animal communicator Joy Turner, the best animal communicator I know. And I got to be, I'm a little skeptical. But
You're
last
getting
week,
better.
I am, because she said some things that just hit pretty close to home. Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, we stole him from David Letterman, and he's now on Animal Radio answering your most vexing dog behavior questions. If you need translations, he has a Michigan accent, is what it is. And we'll help you with that. But his solutions always are target right on.
Almost immediate.
What are you working on in the newsroom there? Miss Bobby Hill, she's our news director.
A news break. That's what we're working on.
Good.
We're
This
taking
is
a look
good.
at how the Gulf of Mexico is dealing with the oil spill and what volunteers are going through and how they actually help save those animals affected. So, coming up in the news.
And you also have that survey coming up in just a few minutes that says, and I've been waiting the whole show for this,
We're going to talk about it.
1/3 of married women who owned a pet said their pets were better listeners than their husbands.
You sound surprised, Hal.
Not surprised at all. That's all on the way right here on Animal Radio. Let's head on back to the phones there. 1-866-405-8405. Toll free to talk to Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, or animal communicator Joy Turner, dog father Joey Villani, or she's dressed back in her whites today. She looks like a vet. It must have come right from the office there. Dr. Debbie joining us and ready to answer your calls. We have, it's the dueling Debbies. Hi, Debbie. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
Very good. You're on with Dr. Debbie.
Hi, Dr. Debbie. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, are you a Debbie with a Y or an IE?
An IE.
All right. That's me too. So.
Yay, old fashioned girls.
Well, awesome. I just like to be in the club, So what can I do for you today?
Well, I have a house full of animals. I have 2 dogs, bulldog types. I have 2 feral cats that are older. One's 15. He runs the house. And a little girl, Calico, she's 9. They were both feral cats that we attempted to domesticate. Recently, we brought in an already domesticated cat that was dumped at my husband's shop. We got him neutered. He's a young adult. And it's taken a little while. He's getting used to the animals. He's actually getting along better with Ziggy, the alpha cat, now that he knows who's boss. But he still keeps fighting with my female. I don't know what to do.
Okay. When they're fighting, how bad is it? Is it a verbal confrontation? Do they actually shed blood, or what's going on?
Well, no, there's been no blood as far as I know during the day when I'm not there. I don't know, but when I'm there, he'll just jump on her and start swatting her, and she's just very small, and doesn't really fight back a whole lot.
Okay.
So that's the problem, because she's little.
Okay. And do the kitties all stay indoors, or do they have outdoor access as well?
They're in during the day. Then when we get home from work, they go outside, and then we bring them in to sleep inside.
Okay. All righty. And tell me other things about the household environment. How many litter pans do you have for them?
There's one big litter pan. The two feral cats only use the litter pan when absolutely necessary. They will hold it all day and then go outside. You know, they will use it when they have to.
Okay. All righty. Well, some of the challenges we have with the multi-cat homes is that, you know, the more personalities, the more fun they are, and the more you get to interact with them, but the more possible attitude confrontations you can have here with the kitties. And even though that these guys are going outside and doing their toilet habits outside, we have to be really mindful of the different resources that are in the house. Now, personality-wise, we may not get all the cats to get along just because they have a personality quirk with each other, but we can do some things to try to make the indoor environment as ideal as possible. And that would be to ensure that we've got ample resource sites within the house. So that means litter boxes. Even if they don't seem to want to use them, we want to make sure you have one more litter pan than cat. Ooh, that means you need 4 litter pans in your house. But we need to give different sources. So one big one does not equal 3 or 4 small ones elsewhere. So in addition to that, we want to give adequate food and water sites as well as nesting and resting sites. So you want to have water bowls at different areas of the house. So there's different paths so that they don't necessarily have to cross one other cat's path to get to the water. And then perching spots. So, you know, these guys go outside, so they get a lot of stimulation out there, but cats love to be where the action is. So if you have those window perches, cat trees, things like that, you want to give multiples in different rooms of the home so that they have that opportunity. And that can go a long way to help kind of squash some of the competition that they have for the indoor resources. So that's the simple things you can do. Some of the other things, I should say one other simple thing you could do is, if possible, you can put a bell on the aggressor cat. And that can help to alert your female cat that he's in the neighborhood, he's around.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And that may give her enough time to get away and find a hiding spot.
I did have one more thing associated with this. Since he was just recently neutered, does he still have a lot of testosterone in his system? Do you think that could be part of it also until, you know, all the testosterone gets out of his system?
You know, it does take some weeks for that to dissipate down. So if he's just come off the snipping table, then his hormones might be running high. And while we're talking hormones, in a cat situation like this, I do like to use the kitty scent hormones, pheromones. There's the plugins and also the perimeter sprays you can use in the house. And that's the calming hormone that cats recognize when they rub their face on things. It gives them kind of a happy, feel-good feeling. So I would use that throughout the house as well. And if all these things don't work, then we might talk some drug therapy. And it's challenging when you got a lot of kitties in the mix, but sometimes we'll actually treat the kitty that's the passive one. And there's certain medicines we can go with for that purpose to make them more confident in their surroundings. But if we don't have to tap into those drugs, you know, I always prefer to try the environment enrichment things.
Right, yeah, I'd rather not do that.
Our cats do a strange thing that we've always accepted. Our male cat, Boog, will get on top of our female cat, Tigger.
They've all been altered.
They've all been altered, and it will grab her by the nape of the neck. Now, there's no swatting of the paws or anything like that. There's no real fighting. To me, it looks very territorial or dominating alpha, trying to establish alpha. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that certainly is, especially if it's, you know, from the top. That is a very dominant position. You know, if you notice cats that aren't familiar with each other, you know, if the two cats come up upon each other, that's an uncomfortable spot to be, is to have another cat above you. So it's a sign of dominance, and it is a sign of, you know, just kind of passiveness for that other kitty. So less so than in the dog world, but yeah, usually cats don't stay in that position very long. the claws come out.
Yeah. Debbie, if you hold on there for 1 second, I'd like to hook you up with some World's Best Cat Litter. Get those resources going that you need right there. Get her the multi-cat formula, Judy. Can you do that? Of course, this is the whole kernel corn cat litter, great clumping litter, and we use it here at Animal Radio. If you don't get through and win a package today, you can get a $3 discount over at the website at animalradio.com. There's a $3 coupon for World's Best Cat Litter. For you, Debbie, we're going to send it to you. If you hold on for 1 second, we need to get some information from you.
This is
Animal Radio.
Hi, I'm Dick Van Patten, and if you're like me, you love animals. That's why over 18 years ago, I started my Dick Van Patten's Natural Balance Pet Foods. I wanted to provide the best possible nutrition for dogs and cats based on scientific data, not just marketing hype. Today, my Natural Balance products are respected and fed by top trainers, breeders, and veterinarians from all over the world. So try my Natural Balance for your pets. You won't be disappointed.
I'm not going to bore you with the reasons the Gift for Life works. You can find those at thegiftforlife.com. And I'm not going to tell you about all the success stories from satisfied pet guardians. You can see those at thegiftforlife.com too. I'm not even going to throw out a lot of big medical terms or formulas. I'm just going to tell you, if you love your pets as much as I love mine, you owe it to your best friend to check out The Gift for Life. Help them live a longer, healthy, and happy life. Learn more about The Gift at thegiftforlife.com.
Why read a newspaper in the age of the Internet? Because you take the time to think things through, like your love of animals. You want to know where your voice and donations can be most effective. Animal People is the newspaper for people who care enough about animals to give real thought to how best to help animals. Request your free sample copy at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
When Animal Radio picked America's top vet, they wanted to make sure that your animal's health came first. That's why they picked the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic. Treating animals for over 50 years with the latest diagnostic tools in their full-service hospital, the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic always puts your pets first. Call 805-238-4622 or visit them at PasoVets.com. That's Paso, P-A-S-O, Vets.com to get the best care for your pet.
This is
Animal Radio, baby.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Animal Radio Dream Team. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joey Turner and Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard.
What a
with
mouthful.
Your most vexing dog issues. He can fix them. Susan Sims bringing gifts. Of course, she's our pet travel expert. She's also the publisher of Fido Friendly magazine. And she has our tips every week of where to take your pet. And this week, she's going to send someone with their pet.
Cool.
Yeah, dog father Joey Villani. Hey, Joey, how are you doing today?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing good today. How about you?
Good. Are you ready to go out and play in the California sun here? It's one of those beautiful days here again in California.
Do you get sunburned?
No. Matter of fact, I probably use the worst thing you possibly can use is accelerator.
Oh, you try to get
skin.
You mean to get it?
I don't burn.
Oh,
I don't burn. You could slather Crisco on me and I wouldn't burn.
Must be that Italian thing in you.
I guess it is.
Okay. Yeah. Bobby working on news right now. She managed to acquire this week, if you're a regular listener, you know this, condoms from the Center for Biological Diversity. They're doing a promotional campaign really to bring attention and awareness to conservation.
Endangered species.
And she
Conservation of condoms? How does that fit in there?
Did they send us a lot? How many did they send? Because I asked, how many did I ask for? I asked for a buttload of them, let's put it that way, so that we could give them a whole set.
There's probably about
more than one.
30 to 40 boxes, and there's 2 in each box.
I got to send that guy a thank you note. He was nice to do that.
Well, we love what it says on the front. Cover your Tweedle, save the burrowing beetle is one.
See, and I thought you made up those horrible slogans, Hal. I apologize.
Hump Smarter, save the snail darter. Or wear a Jimmy hat, save the big cat.
Use a stopper, save the hopper.
Okay, I've never heard some of those expressions for the prophylactic.
Well, we come from a different generation.
And then this one says,
you say,
wrap with care, save the polar bear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wear a condom now.
I like that one.
Save the spotted owl.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to see if are they just plain once you open it.
I think they're just regular old condoms once you open them because they're lifestyle.
Judy, why don't you go ahead and just dive in and see?
Yeah, I want to see if it's just a plain, or if it's actually got writing on it.
If it's ribbed for our pleasure.
Yeah, it's as I suspected. It's a regular old condom inside.
Oh, okay.
These were designed to really bring awareness to environmental and conservation causes, and
and a portion of it goes directly to those endangered species that are featured on the front of each and every wrapper.
Oh, okay.
So you can wrap that rascal and save the planet.
It says here on their promotional release that the United States has by far the highest fertility rate of any developed nation, with a population that has already surpassed 300 million and could reach 450 million by 2050.
Wow.
They feel that there's quite a toll being put on our Earth by the human population.
Displacing a lot of animals.
And so they want us to be a little more careful. So they've sent me, not just me in particular, the station, Animal Radio, these condoms to give away to listeners. And if you'd like them, you can go ahead and give us a call at 1-866-405-8405. They all have little sayings on them.
I want to know, wait, I got to jump in here. When are we going to start signing up men for castrations?
Won't
that take care of the problem? We'll just start neutering men.
There you go. That's your voice at animalradio.com. Hump smarter, save the snail darter. So there you go. Big prizes today on Animal Radio.
Okay, and can we talk about Buddy the Wonder Dog? Did you guys see the videotape, the dash cam?
Oh, no.
Of the German Shepherd in Alaska?
Yes, I did.
Went and pulled a total Timmy's in the well, come help, Lassie. Oh, it's awesome.
Wasn't it?
Well, what happened, ladies? Tell me. I missed it.
There was a fire at this guy's place. I don't know if it was an explosion, but he was very remotely located, and he got hurt.
In Alaska.
So he told his dog to go get help. Well,
Buddy.
Yeah, the cops were coming. I don't know if it was the cops or the firemen, but they got lost. They couldn't find the place because it was very
Their GPS was broken.
So then the dog came out, and the dog found them.
I'm helping.
And then started barking, and he ran down to the house, and they followed him back through the woods to the house.
Oh, really?
And it was like a good quarter mile.
Yeah.
And Buddy, the German Shepherd, kept turning around to look back and make sure they were still following him.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's dedicate today's show to Buddy if we can, because I feel like I'm always looking back to see if anyone's following me, and because he did a very heroic thing there. So I want to do that. Can we do that? Okay. Good. Okay. Today's show dedicated to Buddy.
Buddy, the Wonder Dog. And the state of Alaska did honor him as well, the Alaska State Troopers, because they thought he did a real stand-up job. So they gave him like a new dish and a big bone.
Woof, woof, Buddy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Timmy's in the well. Oh, no.
Let's go to line 4 where we have Vicky for Dr. Debbie. Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Of course. Where are you today?
I live in North Carolina in Lake Lure.
Is that a North Carolina accent you have there?
No. Actually born in Brooklyn, New York.
I thought so.
And then moved to Pennsylvania for 19 years, and 4 years ago came to North Carolina.
It's a beautiful place, huh?
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I lived Lake Lure is where Dirty Dancing was filmed.
Oh, did not know that. I'm always learning something here.
And I'm a fan of that movie. I think that is just one of the best classic movies of all time.
Every time it's on, I watch it. As a matter of fact, last year when they had after Patrick Swayze passed, they had a memorial at the lake for him, which was absolutely beautiful. But, Dr. Deb, I know this is probably going back too far back in time, but I've been carrying this with me for 2 years. I had a lab named Maud for 12 years, and she was my constant companion. I mean, I took her to work with me every day because I worked with the disabled, and I worked in a group home. She was just, for all my ups and downs, I mean, she was just my constant companion. And when I came down to North Carolina, she wasn't doing too well in Pennsylvania. And I took her to the vet a number of times, and they could never find anything. But when I came here, they realized that she had Cushing's disease.
Okay.
Now, but I know that she's passed already 2 years, but it just haunts me that maybe I put her down too soon. She wasn't able to climb the steps anymore. She was incognate. She just didn't seem to have the quality of life she had with me for 12 years. She seemed like all she wanted to do was just lay down. it just, I don't know at what point Cushing's disease, when you say, okay, it's time. But because she was so good to me all those years, I didn't want to see her suffer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I would embrace that decision if it was, the best interest for the pet in any situation. And she was an older gal. Was it 12 or 13,
12.
you said?
She was 12, yes. 12 years old, yeah.
So, I mean, besides Cushing's disease being a slowly progressive hormone disease that, in early phases of the disease, it is hard to pick up and it's kind of hard to know. And whether or not her problems at the end were related to Cushing's, I probably couldn't say.
Right. The vet said that they found a lump. They saw a lump in an X-ray, and it could have been cancer, and they wanted to know if I wanted to, put her through the surgery and on her liver. But she obviously had Cushing's disease in Pennsylvania for the 2 years that I thought something was wrong with her, and they'd never diagnosed it until I came here.
Yeah.
But I guess what I need is clarification that I did do the right thing, because I talk to her every day. I mean, this may sound crazy, and she's
not
always
at all.
with me.
I think our pets are definitely with us, so I think that's good that you talk to her.
Mm-hmm. But my question to you is that does Cushing's disease get to the point where it's time, or is it just something that you shouldn't have an animal put down with, or because she was so unhappy, she couldn't climb the steps. She was going in the house, which made her nervous. She wasn't as active and as happy as she always was.
Yeah,
and she just basically isolated, is what I guess I need to say.
Yeah, and I would say if those complications from Cushing's are coming up and her quality of her life was going downhill, I would not hesitate in those situations to put a pet out of their misery. Now, as far as a lot of times at that age, we have other problems on top of Cushing's disease which complicates things. So if she did have a tumor in her liver and she had maybe some arthritis like so many older pets do,
I had a hip replacement done 6 years earlier.
Oh, wow.
She needed her right hip replaced. Actually, I had to sell my car to do that for her, because between the surgery and everything else was $6,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had that done in Pennsylvania at a specialist. But it didn't matter to me, because... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, Vicki, it sounds to me like you have been a wonderful parent for her, and that you have gone beyond the average to take good care of her. So in my heart, I would not feel at all guilty or look back and say that you did something wrong. It sounds like she was well taken care of. And when the point comes to where that Cushing's disease or chronic disease in general is making the daily pet's existence not fun and not that same caliber of life where we have interaction, we're eating well, we're up and kind of doing at least some doggy things. When that goes down, then I would say that, you definitely made the right call, and I wouldn't second guess yourself. And know that, I think our older pets, when they get to this point, they're hanging on for us, and they fight as best they can for us. And when we say, it's okay, it's time, let go, that it's a relief for them, that they can just look to us to give them that guidance. So I would say, my hand goes out to you on my heart as I'm talking to you, just because, I feel for your loss. But I would say it sounds like you did the right thing for her.
Thank you for your call, Vicki. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team here at Animal Radio.
I know this song.
You know what this must mean?
It's time to rock and roll, Hal.
Time for our Blue sponsorship here on Animal Radio. We got to thank these guys. They make Animal Radio possible. Brought to you by Blue Buffalo, makers of healthy and holistic natural food for your dogs and cats. You love them like family, so feed them like family with Blue. Of course, they have that new grain-free formula, 100% grain-free.
Gotta love it.
You have, if your animal has allergies, gluten intolerance, like I have that, that. I have all kinds of trouble with
it's hard to find a food.
For humans.
Right.
So
let alone dogs.
You're just such a delicate little flower.
I am. If there was a human version of Blue Wilderness and Blue Buffalo, I would be on it. Blue.
And my kitties have scarfed that down, by the way. You know how you're supposed to put the little bit of their old food in with the new food?
Uh-huh.
They push the old food out after the first hour. I'm not kidding.
Cats are digging the blue, huh?
They love the blue, and this is new for them. So, new blue for the kid. And Sammy the cat and Chloe the kitty are quite happy with it, and hopefully they will have less fat tummies.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hi, this is Clive Pierce from HGTV. You're listening to Animal Radio.
Hey, this is Cesar Milan. When I'm not doing the dog whisper, I'm listening to Animal Radio. Stay balanced.
This is an Animal Radio news update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Bobby Hill for Animal Radio. Here's a story sure to spark a lot of arguments around the dinner table. A recent poll shows pets are better listeners than husbands. According to the Associated Press PetSide.com poll, 1/3 of married women who owned a pet said it was a better listener than their betrothed. Now for the husband side of the story.
Yes.
Well, that same poll showed 18% of married men responded that their pets were better listeners than their wives. The poll showed no preference to cats, dogs, or birds as better listeners, just pets in general. And when a hunter found 3 small bobcats alone in the wilderness, he brought them to a local vet who transferred them to Tampa's Big Cat Rescue. Those kittens, whose eyes were still closed, were found just 3 weeks ago, and they were not yet weaned. Luckily, staff at nearby Suncoast Animal League had a mama kitty. She just had 6 kittens that had started eating solid food, and that mama cat was introduced to 3 bobcat kittens and almost immediately began nursing them. The Associated Press says Big Cat Rescue will release those bobcats into the wild when they are old enough to hunt on their own. That'll be in about 18 months. And do animals experience grief at the loss of a mate? Well, research published in this month's journal Current Biology says chimpanzees show symptoms like human grief. Research at the University of Stirling and another study at Blair Drummond Safari Park, both in the UK, showed chimps grieve similarly to humans, appear to comfort the dying, deal with trauma after death, and even have trouble letting go. I'm Bobby Hill for Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio news update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Your home can be full of hazards. Here's a tip to minimize dangers. Keep antifreeze out of reach. It has a sweet aroma and taste but can be fatal. Also, be careful when using baited pesticides. These products are scented to attract pests but can also lure our pets. Get more tips from Dr. McPete at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Natural Balance Pet Food, the finest food you can buy for the health of your pet. No matter which line of Natural Balance Pet Food you choose, you know it will truly be the food for a lifetime. Visit www.naturalbalance.net to learn more.
Hi, this is Anne-Marie Lucas from Animal Precinct and the ASPCA, and when I'm not out busting bad guys for abusing animals, I am home listening to Animal Radio.
Yes, you heard me right. 1/3 of married women who own a pet say it's a better listener than their spouse. And really not a big surprise. Our animal's always listening to us. The husbands also chimed in on this. 18% of married men responded their pets were better listeners than their wives.
How dare they?
How do you know they're really listening, those pets? That's what I want to know. You're just looking like they're listening? Hey, the whole Dream Team's here to answer your questions. Dr. Debbie with your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner. And don't forget Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Vlad, you ready to hit the phones?
Yes, I do. And you just touched a very interesting point. And a lot of my clients, they're ladies. And almost everyone kept telling me and keep telling me that the only reason they're getting the pets nowadays for themselves, because to compensate lack of affection and love from their spouses and husbands.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Line 3 has Ed. Hey, Ed, how are you?
Oh, doing great. How are you doing today?
Very good. Where are you?
I'm in northeastern North Carolina.
Okay, very beautiful part of our country. I have Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, here. If he can't cure your problem, no one can.
Yes, it's for sure. Ed, thank you for calling me. But your name has scared me a little bit because recently I had a French bulldog by name Ed, and that was the only French bulldog for the last five years. I failed in the training, so hopefully I can help you. Go ahead.
Well, hopefully I don't look anything like a bulldog. But anyway.
No, French bulldogs, they're nice. Russians love French people. Go ahead.
Well, about 6 months ago, we rescued a Boykin Spaniel from Boykin Rescue.
What breed again?
Matter of fact, we called you as we were on our way to South Georgia to pick her up.
Oh, is it Boykin Spaniel?
A Boykin Spaniel,
okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a very rare breed.
She's a gorgeous dog. She's just sweet. We just have a couple problems that so far we haven't been able to overcome.
Problem number one?
She's about 4 to 5 years old, and she is housebroken most of the time, but every now and then she'll just pick a bedroom or a bathroom and do her business in there, and we have not been able to figure out a way to break her of that habit.
Come on, Ed. 4 or 5 years dog, and you still have a housebreaking problem?
Well, we've only had her for 6 months.
Oh, okay. That's excuse. That sounds excuse. What is the problem number 2?
Okay, the second one is she's got separation anxiety very badly. To
the point you leave the home and she's destroying your house, or what?
Oh yes.
And you try to put her in the crate, and she's chewing herself out of the crate?
We had one of the all-wire crates that SPCA recommends,
okay.
And she actually escaped from it.
Did she bend the bars open, listeners are listening to me, and I'm responding sometimes to the cases where the dog is chew himself out, blood, teeth is all over. That type of thing could happen too, but hopefully it's not your case.
Well, we couldn't figure out how she got out because the cage wasn't destroyed. I even took lock wire and lock-wired the cage, and I said, Houdini can't get out of this thing. Well, she did.
Dogs do that. They're smart.
I don't know how she did that. So we got one of the plastic ones, and her separation anxiety is so bad that the first time we put her in there, when we came back, like an hour later, she was all sweaty, and you could see where she had clawed the inside of the kennel.
Okay.
So we don't leave her alone anymore.
Okay, and you know what? This is happening all the time with the rescue dogs, and not just because rescue dogs are bad. It's just because they had a bad life and they've got a new owner, and they get so attached to the new owner. So for them it's like you guys leave the house, they think you never come back. So they don't have a time. They don't think about the time in terms like we humans thinking. So here's the things. Of course, separation anxiety. I have to tell you, this is one of the most difficult behavior problems. Yes. Fortunately, industry success rate is very low, no more than 25-30%. My personal success rate is very high. It's not just because I want to show up and tell you how good I am, but this is so truth. But I take really drastic measures. And, of course, we have a very limited time, so I will try to describe you a few things, but I would really encourage you. Maybe you call to my office, and my website is socaldogtraining.com, and we could schedule you something, maybe phone consultation. If you live in Southern California, maybe stop by. But the thing is, I will try to help you out pretty quick. Separation anxiety needs to be treated in very uncommon way and comprehensive way. You need to approach, first of all, you need to stop dependency on you. It means you need to stop, allow her to follow you like a laser beam. Every time, everywhere you go and she just follow you around, you gotta stop that thing. You have to also stop petting her constantly. You have to start to ignore her, to give her more cold shoulder. You also need to stop do any welcome home celebrations when you come home and say, hi, how I'm happy, or grieving before you leave the home. You have to come home like a Taliban husband who comes home. He's not giving his wives kisses or hugs and just tell them, hey, go do laundry, go do dishes. That's it. So you gotta act actively in this way. Do not allow, if you leave her in your home and you come home and you come back and she's greeting you at the door, you have to act very abruptly. I mean, you should just maybe like with your legs just knock on the floor. Just leave me alone, and just walk through as you do not even see the dog. It's just so many things you can do to help. But start with the simple things. Ignoring before leave the home, before coming home. When you come home, no welcome home celebrations. Get the CD by name Music Your Pet. Music Your Pet. This is a wonderful calming CD. Create a special calming effect on your dog. And get the product by company Animal Options. Name of the product is ProQuiet. You can send me email. I can referral to all those products, but these things would be starting point for you. If it's hard for you to put your dog in the crate, I would try to do it without crate, but I would spend Saturday and Sunday for a quick going home and come back, coming home, and come back, and gradually extend the time. I would really do a good obedience training before I start that leaving my home and coming back to exhaust the dog physically and mentally. So everything needs to be in combination. But again, it's I require a little bit more time for me because it's a very serious problem. I feel your pain here. Okay, and regarding housebreaking, so this much easier. This could be related to separation anxiety, but make sure if you're not supervising your dog needs to be confined in the crate. Make sure remove all spots with appropriate cleaning stuff, specially designed for pets. And after try to feed your dog in the area where they're urinating, because dogs, like humans, they don't like to eat in the area where they go to the bathroom.
Good point.
Thank you for your call, Ed. I hope these help you out. Let us know if not, and we'll do a follow-up for you at 1-866-405-8405.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
This portion of Animal Radio brought to you by
Herm Springer's Quick Release Dog Training Collar. Very humane, very gentle. Find a store near you at animalradio.com.
One of the joys of owning a dog is going places together. Kurgo's award-winning line of pet travel products makes this easier and safer for your pet. The Kurgo line includes everything from a backseat barrier, which keeps Fido in the back seat, to an auto zip line to keep your dog secure. And for the little guys, Kurgo has a Skybox booster seat, which provides them with a clear view of the road. If you're going somewhere with your dog, visit Kurgo.com. That's KURGO.com.
Remember how energetic your dog was as a puppy? If you could give your senior pet his youth and vitality back and relieve his aches and pains, would you? The Gift for Life works to signal your pet's life-giving hormones back to a more youthful balance. The Gift for Life can help repair damaged cells, leading to amazing anti-aging effects and a longer, healthier life. Give the gift of youth back to your furry companion with The Gift for Life. Learn more about the science behind The Gift for Life at thegiftforlife.com.
We get lots of food samples here at Animal Radio, so we can be picky about selecting a healthy food. If you're a regular listener, you know Ladybug is one finicky diva. When we got a sample of Stella and Chewy's, the healthy ingredients were there, but would she eat it? I'm here to tell you she ate it as fast as we put it down and begged for more. We feel good about feeding our dog Stella and Chewy's, and we want you to try Stella and Chewy's too. Visit StellaandChewy's.com or call 888-477-8977. That's 888-477-8977.
As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest by providing the latest news, information, and products for health, wellness, comfort, and mobility. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need, from vitamins and supplements to diapers, boots, and accessories that'll make their senior years more comfortable, all at the lowest prices available. Thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Animal Radio's illustrious news director, Bobby Hill, is also our social networking butterfly doing the Twitter thing.
No.
What, you said we have followers from Twitter all over the world?
All over the world. here's the latest that have joined us.
Okay.
Yannick Karl of Cologne, Berlin, and Munich.
Hey, Yannick.
Wow.
Welcome to
in
our
German.
Yes.
I don't read German, but thank you, Yannick. That's very nice. And from here in Atlanta, we've got Paige Metzger. She's joined us, our craziness. Then let's head to Rio in Brazil. Dariana Coelho from Perth, Australia, Neville Binning. I mean, we're just amazingly popular from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm digging this
I just like
Twitter
to point
thing.
that out, guys.
It is an amazing little thing. You really connect with a lot of people across the whole wide world. And it's sort of like what Joy Turner does. She's an animal communicator. However, she's not limited by 140 characters or anything. And really, frankly, your animal doesn't need to be alive to Twitter. You can talk with animal communicator Joy Turner. Talk to your pet via animal communicator Joy Turner. Right now at 1-866-405-8405. Dog father Joey Villani, groomer extraordinaire, answering your grooming questions, and Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions.
Hal, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm glad that Bobby's doing all the Tweety stuff, because I don't know how to do that Tweety stuff. But
I don't even want to learn.
It's the email was a big advance for the old Halmeister here. I still haven't given up my Burt Bacharach 8-track collection. So, you know how old I am. But she just got a tweet. Somebody said that, aren't you giving away Stella and Chewy's samples? And yes, we are, in fact. Thank you very much for that tweet there. And we are giving away the patties samples.
Freeze-dried patties?
Yes, and these are dinner. They're chicken or they're beef. Natural goodness for your dogs, made with raw USDA-inspected meat raised naturally with no added hormones or antibiotics. It's the official dog food of Animal Radio and Ladybug, the studio stunt dog. You can learn more about it at StellaandChewies.com. If you want the free sample, you need to send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, and our address and all the information is at the website at animalradio.com. As soon as we get your envelope, we'll send some right back to you, and you'll see what we've discovered. That
great stuff.
It's good food that your animal will love over and over and over. We can't keep her away from it. We have a little problem with it, in fact. We have to keep it in a...
They must put something really yummy in it that she just can't pass it up.
You know what else I really like about it is I'm on the green bandwagon, and I hate popping open a can every time I feed my animal. And we have so many animals here that that's a lot of cans. I think we counted there was 8,000 cans in a year or something like that.
Wow,
amazing.
That's a lot.
It is. Truly amazing. And that all goes into the dump there. So with this, the Stella and Chewy's, it's freeze-dried patties. You just add a little water. You don't have to worry about the can. So it's green and good for your animals. Stella and Chewy's.
Now, I got a question, though.
Yes.
Does it fit in the self-addressed stamped envelope?
Actually, the patties do fit in a self-addressed stamped envelope.
That's cool.
Isn't that? And because they're freeze-dried, they're light, too. So I don't have to put a lot of stamps or postage on. We just use your stamp that you put on it there. And they're easy if you travel across the country. Good stuff to have if you're a trucker. Good stuff to, instead of tons of cans, and it doesn't smell up the truck or anything like that. Okay, there we go. I guess you understand where we stand with this. We love this stuff.
We love it. Or should I say Ladybug loves it?
Ladybug loves it.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hi, this is Joy Behar on Animal Radio. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Hi, this is Jenna Fisher on Animal Radio. Please spay and neuter your animals.
Animal Radio, celebrating our connection with our pets. 1-866-405-8405. That's one of those songs there. Judy, you always crank it up. It sounds great.
It just gets my blood going.
And the stereo speakers.
One-hit wonders.
Yeah.
We're not
But
the only...
it's a good song.
It is amazing. We're not the only ones that like good fidelity, good sound. Apparently, the animals like that.
It's all about the woofers, man.
That's what I'm saying. Is that what a dog was? It's all about the woofers. I like that. Write that down, will you? I'm going to steal that line there.
All righty then.
Our friend Janet Marlow, she works at a company called Pet Acoustics. I believe she may even be the founder or creator of the company. I don't know, top dog there. And she put together this speaker called My Pet Speaker. that's specifically for the animals? Because we all know they hear different frequencies than us. We know that the cats and the dogs hear things that you'll see their ears go up and their heads turn. We'll wonder what
That's just when a ghost walks through the room, Hal.
Because it's the high frequencies of the ghost. Ghosts make very high frequency squeaks, as far as I know.
Is that?
If you say
that's
so.
what it is.
So Janet created this speaker. I wanted to get her on the phone to talk about this because I think this is a marvel of technology. Hi, Janet. How are you doing?
Oh, hi, Hal. How are you, Judy? Good to be here and talk with you.
I got Bobby over here, too. Say hi, Bobby.
Hi, Janet.
Hi.
Okay, so the speaker is for the pets. What have you done differently to make it for the pets?
Well, my partner and I, Sam Laufer and myself, innovated the speaker because of our passion for the acoustics in environments for animals. And for the last 7 years, I've been creating CDs so that people can put the music on for their dog, cat, or horse according to the hearing sensitivities for relaxation and behavior calm. But this is the next step further, which means that someone can play their personal music library. All the music coming through the speaker will be modified for the comfort range of a dog, cat, or horse according to their hearing sensitivity. So it's like a complete pet sanctuary for the environment of an animal. And so the music also gets dispersed in 360 degrees, which is so important because that's, one, how they hear sound and react to sound in nature is 360. Because, that old concept of speakers high up on a wall that go reflect back sound way above an animal's ears is really not meaningful to an animal. But having the speaker disperse the music in that environment as a substance all around the room, then it gives the animal a very soft experience of the music and helps them modify their behavior.
So if I listen to my music on the pet speaker and then listen to it on a different speaker, am I going to be able to tell the difference?
You will hear the difference. It's very clear that the higher frequencies, we kind of call ourselves lo-fi because an animal will be on alert at a high frequency in their hearing. So by not having the high frequencies, they can relax into the environment. And you will be able to hear the difference, and it's relaxing for humans, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the sound. It's a very warm sound that comes out of the speaker.
Yes, that's right. I'm so glad. Were you able to hear the difference? It's very soft and warm.
Yes, very much so. I guess the question is, I assume, I'm just going to take your word for it, that the pets like this. Have you done any research?
Oh, my gosh. I started off with research and have been continuing that since 2003. So I'm well aware. I have hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes from people all over the world that tell me that within 5 minutes of listening to the music and now the speaker, that their animals relax and remain calm and happy in their space. So it's such a powerful tool, the music, and by giving it to them in a range that's comfortable for them makes it even more meaningful.
Now, here's my dome scratcher for you. I remember because I remember when CDs came out. I was around before CDs, and
at least he warned you, Janet, so you can brace for it. Go ahead, Hal.
The audio that was made for the vinyl was put together on a analog tape.
Yep.
And the sound quality the breadth wasn't as wide as the CD. So even though the CD came around, the original master recording just didn't display the highs that might be exhibited on a CD. Isn't that the same situation here? The music really wasn't designed for the cats or the dogs, so it doesn't have those high frequencies when it's played. Does the speaker actually change that?
Yeah, well, because you're going every time you move, like, for example, MP3s has now removed the highs and the lows the CDs don't have.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to plug in my iPod to this, and it doesn't have the highs that might affect my dog or cat.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's another aspect of it that Pet Acoustics is really trying to put forth. We have an app, which is 3 hours of music for dogs, cats, and horses, and the music that I'm the composer is qualified. It's the dogs and cats music is designed in the composing itself for the way that dogs and cats receive and like to hear music.
Very cool.
So dogs and cats like very long, sustained tones. And so the music is really born out of how dogs and cats like music. And the horse music is completely different. It's more short, rhythmic, melodic music. I have some of my own guitar playing on it.
Janet, you are on the cutting edge of audio technology. I want to give out the website. It's www.petacoustics.com. We'll, of course, link to all of that at animalradio.com. And then your CDs, where can we get that?
They're on the website, and excitingly enough, they are now going to be in TJ Maxx and Marshalls all across the country.
Oh, very cool. Okay, we'll be looking for that. Janet, thanks so much for joining us again today. We're going to give away one of these speakers right now at 1-866-405-8405 if you would like a My Pet speaker. Now, here's the condition. You will have to report back. Let us know how your animals absolutely loved it. Okay, we're going to get out of here. Have yourself a great week. Remember, the phones are open all week long at 1-866-405-8405. You can leave a voicemail message, or you can email us at yourvoice@animalradio.com. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you, bye.
This is Animal Radio
Network.